Do the right thing because it is right. Rules for happiness. Something to do. Someone to love, something to hope for. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. If the truth shall kill them, let them die. Two things awe me most: the starry sky above me and the moral law within me. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law. You only know me as you see me, not as I actually am. Morality is not the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. Patience is the strength of the weak. Impatience is the weakness of the strong. Always treat people as ends in themselves, never as means to an end. The wise man can change his mind. The stubborn one, never. Dare to think. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. Beneficence is a duty. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. There is nothing higher than reason. But a lie is a lie, and in itself intrinsically evil, whether it be told with good or bad intents. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-incurred immaturity. All perception is colored by emotion. Great minds think for themselves. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. A single line in the Bible has consoled me more than all the books I ever read besides. Reason can never prove the existence of God. If justice perishes, human life on earth has lost its meaning. Nature, when left to universal laws, tends to produce regularity out of chaos. Three things tell a man: his eyes, his friends, and his favorites. The human heart refuses to believe in a universe without a purpose. An action is essentially good if the motive of the agent be good, regardless of the consequences. Perpetual peace is only found in the graveyard. The only thing that is good without qualification is a good will. Give a man everything he wants, and at that moment everything is not everything. It is never too late to become reasonable and wise. Act so that the maxim of your act could be made the principle of a universal law. Do what is right, though the world may perish. Man's duty is to improve himself, to cultivate his mind, and, when he finds himself going astray, to bring the moral law to bear upon himself. Ingratitude is the essence of vileness. The business of philosophy is not to give rules, but to analyze the private judgments of common reason. There can be no doubt that all our knowledge begins with experience. If man makes himself a worm, he must not complain when he is trodden on. Art is purposiveness without purpose. Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. Act only according to that maxim whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. I had therefore to remove knowledge in order to make room for belief. Imagination is a powerful agent for creating, as it were, a second nature out of the material supplied to it by actual nature. Philosophy stands in need of a science which shall determine the possibility, principles, and extent of human knowledge a priori. The greatest human quest is to know what one must do in order to become a human being. Heaven has given human beings three things to balance the odds of life: hope, sleep, and laughter. With men, the state of nature is not a state of peace, but war. Beauty presents an indeterminate concept of understanding, the sublime and indeterminate concept of reason. What can I know? What ought I to do? What can I hope? Freedom is that faculty that enlarges the usefulness of all other faculties. The nice thing about living in a small town is that when you don't know what you're doing, someone else does. Only the descent into the hell of self-knowledge can pave the way to godliness. One is not rich by what one owns, but more by what one is able to do with dignity.